The Club World Cup has already begun. You've already seen my predictions for the entire tournament, and in case you haven't, you should definitely check them out. But now there's an even more important question at hand. How will my club, Boca Juniors, actually do in this competition? Boca have a long history in what was previously known as the Intercontinental Cup, a competition that was played between the champion of the Copa Libertadores and the Champions League. We managed to win 3 trophies in 1977, 2000 and 2003 against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Real Madrid and AC Milan respectively. Meaning that in the 21st century, Boca defeated the 2 most decorated clubs in Europe. However, it has been a while since then. Boca Juniors don't win the Copa Libertadores since 2007, a topic that I've already covered in this channel as well, and therefore haven't participated in the Club World Cup since. We only got here because of coefficient points in the CONMEBOL rankings. So what is our form currently? What does our squad look like? What are some of the players to watch, and how far will we go in the tournament? Let's get into it. I don't want to start off dramatic so early into this video, but Boca are coming into this tournament in complete disarray. Last time we checked on Boca, we were eliminated in the preliminary stages of the Copa Libertadores against Peruvian side Alianza Lima. Fernando Gago somehow kept his job as manager before playing a pussy-ass 5 at the back formation against River Plate, losing the Super Clásico and getting sacked. With an interim coach, Boca tackled the playoffs of the Argentinian Championship, where we scraped past Lanús on penalties before being defeated in the quarterfinals 1-0 at home against Independiente. And since then, Boca have been moving in the transfer window, hiring Miguel Ángel Russo as our coach for his 3rd stint at the club. In 2007 he guided us to our last Copa Libertadores trophy so far, and also to the Club World Cup that same year. Meaning that Boca will have the same coach as last time around we were in this competition. There we beat Itualdo Sahel from Tunisia in the semi-finals before losing 4-2 against AC Milan in the grand final. From 2019 to 2021, Russo then guided us to 2 domestic titles and the semi-finals of the 2020 Copa Libertadores. He was our last serious coach at the club, and if I'm being honest, I wouldn't have picked anyone else to turn the ship around in the near future and tackle into this tournament. But will he actually deliver, and what are the plans for the long term? Those are my main questions. Apart from Russo, we also sniped Malcolm Braida from San Lorenzo, a 28-year-old who can play anywhere in the left side of the pitch and has been the shining light of his team for the past season. And also a young left-footed centre-back in Marco Pellegrino, who while being on a contract with AC Milan, reached the Argentine Championship final with Huracan, and will be a fine addition to the team. What's that? He's injured, but the problems don't stop there, as another one of our left-footed centre-backs, Ayrton Costa, just got his visa approved and is only now travelling to the United States to join the squad. So, what's the lineup gonna look like then? In goal, it's gonna be Agustín Marchesín, man with national team experience. He's been at Porto, Celta de Vigo, Gremio, and now so far for Boca he's been a very good goalie. Advíncula sadly picked up a knock while playing for Peru in this past window, which means that at least for the first game, their starting right back will likely be Lucas Blondel. I would say he's alright, and he's also being called up because of his dual nationality for the Swiss national team, so that's something to consider. My centre-back partnership would be Rodrigo Bataglia alongside Ayrton Costa once he's available. However, it seems like we're gonna rock up with Marcos Rojo, who you might think is pretty good considering his time at Manchester United or the 2014 World Cup. It's not. He's been a liability for the past 2 years. He's a hothead who gets sent off every other game, he's washed and he's got no pace. And Nicolás Figal, who hasn't played a single minute for the team this year after recovering from an ACL injury, and before that he was scoring own goals for fun. Oh, I'm just so excited to see them go up against Harry Kane, Musiala, Olis, Pavlidis, Kochku. Dear Lord. The left back should be Lautaro Blanco, another decent option with good crossing ability, but his form has recently taken a dip. It seems like we're gonna line up with a 4-4-2, so I'm gonna have a double pivot with Ander Herrera and Milton Delgado. Herrera is another former Man United player and also Athletic Club while playing in Spain. He's very good on the ball. Technically, he's like the perfect player that Boca needed in the midfield. The problem is that he's been injured for just about every other game. In fact, he's not even registered 10 games for Boca since he signed at the start of the year. We'll have to see what form he's in coming into this tournament. But if he's fit and playing to his full potential, he's a key piece in our midfield. And then there's Milton Delgado, who, no joke, is one of the best defensive center backs under 20 years old. If he can show his talent in this competition, I expect him to make a big money move to Europe in the near future. And now we have a tough choice for the flanking midfielders or wingers. Braida could start right away on the left, or you could start Kevin Zenon, one of our most talented players. Or if you want someone more rapid that can dribble, you can start Ezequiel Ceballos, who's been living off compilations made over 2 years ago. Zenon could also play on the right. That is a big decision that Russo is gonna have to make, because I really like Zenon, but over the past few years he's not really been performing, but I think it's because he's been rotating positions so much and no coach has learned how to get the better of him. And then there's the two strikers. For the starting game, because Cavani still is carrying a knock, he's had a knock for the past 2 months apparently, the two strikers will be Milton Jimenez and Miguel Merentiel. Jimenez being your more traditional poacher, while Merentiel is a versatile forward who can run, press, cover spaces, link up, shift to the sides and even score if given the opportunity. Again, there's a chance that Ayrton Costa actually plays above Marcos Rojo as the left-footed centre back, and if Advíncula and Cavani recover in time, they should slot into this team as well. Carlos Palacios is another talented playmaker, but I don't see him starting in a 4-4-2. His preferred position would be found either in a 4-3-3 or in a 4-2-3-1. And Alan Velasco, who came over from Dallas FC for $10 million, has still yet to live to his price tag, but he is someone who can come off the bench and create an impact. So now let's take a look at Boca's fixtures, starting with Benfica on Monday. Benfica came short in both the League and the Taça de Portugal against Sporting, but it was still a strong showing and they had a respectable exit in the Champions League. They are not one of Europe's strongest sides, nor the most consistent, but unless Boca play to their absolute max potential, and maybe we catch them off guard because it's the first game, I fail to see how we pick up a result here. I'm gonna say it's a 2-0 win to Benfica. Then there's the most difficult game, Bayern Munich. Bayern are missing a few key players in the defense, but their midfield and especially their offense are gonna run circles around us. I just feel like I'm gonna be sweating cold the entire game, and you know what? This is also where Marcos Rojo picks up his red card. I'm gonna say we lose 4-1, maybe we get a cheeky goal in there, but even then we're gonna be eliminated come the last match day, which is against Auckland City. It's still important for us to win this game, because FIFA grants $2 million per win in this competition, which is no joke. It would be the lowest of the lows to not beat a team from New Zealand. They may be the biggest team in Oceania, but they are still semi-professionals. Boca will pull through and get a 3-1 victory here to say goodbye to the Club World Cup on a high note in third place with 3 points. Those would be my realistic predictions. If I were to take some mushrooms, maybe we get a 0-0 or 1-1 draw against Benfica, then we lose 2-1 against Bayern and we beat Auckland City 4-0. Going ahead of Benfica in goal difference after being tied on 4 points and making the round of 16, where we would probably lose to either Flamengo or Chelsea. We would probably give a good game to Flamengo, but that's a big if because they even have to top the group ahead of Chelsea to do that, so most likely in the round of 16 we just lose to Chelsea. And that's a big if because I really don't think we're making the knockouts, and the quarterfinals seem like a fever dream right now. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. Remember that I'm gonna be streaming a watch along on Monday for the Boca Juniors against Benfica game, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out on my suffering. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below and leave a like while you're at it, and as always, I'll be seeing you all next time.